My name is Information. Miss Information. That's right. I want to make an apology for my first YouTuber apology. But sincerely, I'd like to address some criticisms that I have received, which are totally fair. Not all of it, of course, because I have to be right at least a little bit. But I have done some foul research, and by foul research, I mean no research at all up until this moment, up until today, because I saw a video about this guy who I've linked in my previous video in the description. I've linked that specific video that I saw. The title and the cover of the video clickbaited me. It's fair, it happens to the best of us, and I am the best of us. Not in this case though. So I am a little bit naive, and by a little bit I mean I am one of the most naive people you'll ever meet. Although I do try to be skeptical towards some things, but sometimes I'll see something and I'll have no shadow of a doubt that this is true. Everything that I'm seeing is true. And while some of it was in that video that I saw, it was quite dramatized. Not all of it was true, and the comments called me out for it, and I think my camera is a little off, but that doesn't matter. So the video that I made was about Putin banning the English language entirely from Russia, and maybe that is something that he wants to do in the future. Hopefully that future won't come. Hopefully his future ends soon, if you know what I'm saying. Honestly, I don't like that guy. He may be smart, but he's also not good. He is not making a ban on the entire English language. He's not saying, if I hear you utter one word of that foul, stinking English language, I will send you to the gulag. I will send you to Siberia. No, he's not doing that. In fact, I did some research, which I don't usually do, and I have to apologize for that because I am a lazy person. But you're watching YouTube, and you might be as well. But I forget to do research for a lot of the stuff that I'm making, because oftentimes what I'm making is just poking fun at things or commentary on movies or stuff like that. I'm not very used to doing research, and that's really bad coming from someone who's trying to become a lawyer in the bright future, if it is bright. I did look at some articles, and it was very hard to find. Well, not very hard, but there are not many articles covering this, which means that this is not as big of an issue as it seemed to be at first. To me at least. And the articles that I could find are, and I will link them in the description if I don't forget. I probably will, so remind me if I do. But there is an article from Blue News. This one is relatively recent, not quite. It says January 2025. That's not very recent, but that was a year ago, which is not terrible. At least it's not from 2015, But it's saying that from March 2026, publicly visible signs and billboards in Russia may only be in Russian. So it is only a movement to eliminate the English letters from, public posters, advertisements and such, which is not, of course, the entire language being banned from the whole country. But in that video that I first initially saw, it kind of seemed like it was. It's funny how Blue News says in the very top of the article, shop becomes Rasprodaja. They couldn't write Rasprodaja correctly. I mean, most of it is right, but it's an SH instead of a ZH. It kind of baffles me that Americans don't understand the ZH, the Z, and can't pronounce it even if I explain how to say it to them, but whatever. So it does say that it's mostly here's a quote actually from the meeting that is clipped in that original video that I saw. At the meeting, Putin demanded that historical Cyrillic letters be used from now on, and that no mishmash of Latin and other symbols be allowed. So yeah, this mostly talks about advertising. Um, I'm not entirely sure of the trustworthiness of this news source, but I mean, it's not saying that the English language is entirely going to be banned, just talking about advertising and such things, but it does have the date and, seems kind of legit. There's not a lot to go off of. The first thing when I search up Russia bans English letters is that video that I saw originally. That's the first link that comes up. Next is Ukrainian news, which looks pretty much exactly like that other article by Blue News. And let's go ahead and click on that and see. Okay, so this one also has a date. This one's a lot more recent than the other one. It's June of 2025, late June 2025. And this pretty much also says just signs like shop or sale. This is really weird to me. Why are none of these Russian? Here's another website that's talking about this, but this is not a recent one at all. This one is from February. Sorry, I'm not American. I'm sorry. February of 2023. I still struggle saying words. This one's not recent, so I might not link this one, but the other things that I'm seeing here are Russia bans foreign agents from talking and writing in the blah blah blah. This is from Reddit r/world news. I'm not going to trust Reddit with anything. Another one from Quora. Putin wants to ban English and Latin letters from Russian. Maybe he does, but he's not on the move of doing that. As for soldiers from the war coming to schools, I've not seen any criticism in the comments about that, so I'm assuming that that is happening and that this is very legit, and I believe that it is legit. I wouldn't be surprised at all because this has happened a lot in history as far as I understand. I would guess that this is a common thing that happens, and again, I've seen it in All Quiet on the Western Front, that movie that I was talking about in the previous video. It shows that happening as well. So I can't believe that soldiers from the army coming to visit schools and schools changing their curriculums. Of course, not every school is just immediately going to get rid of English classes, so I'm not sure about the validity of that, but I can admit that that channel that I watched, that was kind of a clickbait video, some misinformation, a little bit of dramatizing, kind of a lot of dramatizing, and I will try not to repeat these mistakes. I will also try not to make videos about anything politics related because I sincerely don't understand any of it, and I think I could do without a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing online. And so I just want to make videos about happy things and things that aren't as controversial, because let me tell you, the people in my comments, of course I do get an occasional criticism which is like, great video, although you got this wrong and you should check your sources. And it happens to everybody can make mistakes, of course, and spreading misinformation is very dangerous, I understand, but other people are not so nice, and this happens a lot more than the nice people. They don't occur as often. There's three kinds of people, I would say. There's the people who believe everything blindly and agree with me, although I didn't make any wild claims in that video, but I'll admit some of that was mistakes. Then there's the people who say, yeah, good video, I like your points, but you did get some of that information wrong. Try to, learn from that. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'll try not to repeat my mistakes again. And then there are people who say very condescending things, and I'm calling you out because there is a nice way to say this that will allow your point to be heard much better, instead of saying, I'm paraphrasing, of course, I always paraphrase, I can't remember everything, I'm not a computer. People might say, you're stupid for believing this or believing that, instead of redirecting me into the correct direction and saying, You might want to check your sources, reconsider this, understand that there's another side to this. People are making claims about things that I have not even said, like, ever. People thinking that I take all of my information from YouTube and the internet, and of course, there is a little bit of truth on the internet, which is hard to find, so you have to do actual research, which I'm bad at, and I'm sorry for that. But people think that everything I know I took from the internet. Just because I am a teenager in high school doesn't mean everything I know is from the internet. Believe it or not, I actually do read. I actually do talk to adults who give me advice. I actually do learn history and cultural facts and moral facts, and I do learn the Bible also from other people, from many sources, some who I do consider trustworthy, some people I know who might not be. Not everything I learn comes from YouTube. Don't make hasty assumptions like that. So, I'm very sorry for being a bit malignant in the information that I put out there. Also, I advise you to not follow in my mistakes. Again, take what I say with a grain of salt, because again, I am a teenager who lives in an age where there's so much information being spread. So do be careful who you listen to. And if I do say something wrong, don't be like, oh, you're stupid for not doing this or doing that. I can't believe you did that, whatever. There's a nicer way to criticize me. And I'm open to criticism, really, because that's the way of learning. If I'm not told what I'm doing wrong, how am I supposed to know that I'm doing it wrong? But if you say it to me nicely, I'll actually listen. And I do listen either way, because lucky you happen to meet a person online who does listen to criticism, no matter how mean it might be. And I don't fall for rage bait often. Sometimes I might. But don't voluntarily rage bait people. Don't be mean to them. If you notice a person being wrong about something, don't berate them for making a mistake. Explain why they're wrong in a kind way, in a Christ-like way. And again, I'm sorry for being mistaken. But am I wrong that Russia is in a bad place? Am I wrong that the president of that country is not doing very good things for it? I don't know. It's your opinion. You can share it with me if you are so inclined to. It'll give me views. Comments will give me views. So please comment. I really appreciate. I really like reading comments, no matter how unbenign they might be. So that's kind of it for this video. Again, I do not have a lot of time on my hands to make content, but I do have lots of ideas. I've recorded a bit, and I'm going to edit so much. As soon as I have the time, I think maybe this weekend, I'll be able to edit a bunch of videos, and the other times I kind of have to study. So thank you very much. I will really appreciate if you comment something. Doesn't matter what. You can just say, oh, I like your room. I like your I don't know, setup. Fun videos that you are making. You are amazing, Everberkins. I wish you were my sister. Don't say that, that's weird. My siblings watching this. But yeah, comment, because I really like reading comments. It's really fun when people are interacting with me. I like that. You random person. Come on. Talk to me. Tell me about your adventures. Tell me about your time in the war and how great our mother Russia is. I don't know, I'm kind of going on a huge tangent. I just touched my microphone, I'm so sorry. That's kind of it. I'm gonna stop rambling now. I love rambling. But yeah, I'm gonna stop right there. And high five. I will see you very soon. Everberkins, over and out.